Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles 2. My name is Anna, and I created the original Magic and Miracles channel, and this is its sister, so to speak. And on this channel, in contrast to Magic and Miracles, the original channel, we talk about everything else other than SPs, okay? These are the things that, by the way, I started discussing on my original channel. And inevitably, and of course, knowing what I know now, I got asked to talk about SPs and got really carried away. So now that's all I talk about there. But it helps people, which is what I provide, coaching one-on-one. And if you are to coach with me, understand that I'm very different from any other coach that you've met. I do my due diligence above and beyond about with every client, about their lives. We dive deep, and we do it with the purpose of uncovering the things in the mechanism of your mind through your belief system, to correct this mechanism and to see what's out of line, and continues essentially printing your life on a loop. It's kind of like, the projector got stuck in one fucking frame or in one scene or whatever in one day. And so I help you break these patterns through processing a lot of emotions that got you stuck there to begin with. And this is a big deal for a lot of people. A lot of people are under the impression on the internet that it has to be very surface level, the understanding of what the law of attraction, law of assumption, whatever the fuck you want to call it, just energetically what you're creating. I think it's a much bigger topic than an affirmation here, affirmation there, or technique here, technique there, concept here, concept there. If it could have been that easy, everybody would have been doing it by now. And what I'm proposing to you here is the idea of it being actually custom made. That's the only way to go. And that's what I offer in my coaching, because I do custom make every single step of the way, the coaching for my clients. And so I recommend 2 to 3 months, really 3 months. Okay. And if you can do it, it's great. I offer installment payments. You can pay for all the 3 months in installments. But it's only available to the clients in the United States. Okay, so that's the only kind of caveat there. At the end of my coaching, I teach you everything you need to know to manifest effectively. There is the energy work that I teach, and that is, if you want to call it a method, go ahead, but this is a lifestyle, I would say, that amplifies your manifestations to such a degree where you literally feel like God. Let's just come out and say it. So it has worked. It has worked miraculously well in my own life and lives of my clients, and continue to really baffle me and amaze me how it really works for others. So I get you set up with all the tools that you need going forward. But the real centerpiece of my coaching lies in understanding the person, their mechanism, their mindset, how they think, what they need specifically. Again, if it could have been copy and paste, everybody would be doing it. So if you have any questions before booking, you can email me. All the info is below. So today's subject is, and I almost did not record this audio, but it kept nagging on me, the idea to record this. And so I'm sure that this is for someone to hear. And by the way, parenthesis here, if you want to join me for my private lives, all the info is also below. Once a week, I host lives via Zoom, and it's a subscription-based. You could almost say group session. It's a seminar kind of style. So right now, this moment in time, it's $98 for the entire month, and you would be able to ask questions one-on-one. So that's something that I started offering recently, and you should probably take advantage of it, because this is the entry level coaching. And as far as I know, this is not available in this capacity for this price anywhere else. So anyway, back to the subject. The subject of today is be careful what you wish for. And what the idea was for me that I started channeling is that how I even came to talk about the subject is because I heard so much during the last 15 years of doing my own research and coaching different people for the last 9 years. And I never really heard it spoken to be the way that I talk about it. And for me, the idea is so simple, okay? If you really see manifestation or this universe or this experience, however you want to call it, as a theater production, okay? Everything is already happening at the same time. And if you just knew that there's no way to fuck this up, that you can always make another choice, and that all that you're really doing is manipulating your own energy to adjust the frequency to another world, just like a child. So people wouldn't get stuck, get so stuck on these ideas like having to endure, suffering. That a lot of people think that they have to somehow pay some kind of a price to get to where they want to be. Like, that's a recipe for disaster. I think you should enjoy the journey. The journey should be about you, creating completely on purpose and not getting carried away with all of the drama, trauma, panorama from the past, as I call it. So it serves you not to drag this baggage on. And I feel whatever you've got to do, this is why I offer coaching, you need to get rid of a lot of that shit. Things that you don't allow yourself to feel anymore because it's, buried within you so deep down inside. Meanwhile, it's not letting you literally imagine what could be happening in your life in lieu of what you're experiencing now if you just move that energy and process it and recognize it doesn't serve you, and you're allowed to get angry about certain things. You're allowed to get sad about certain things. I think mainly, again, people don't let themselves go there because it's so uncomfortable. Everybody just wants to be surface level, smile, which I feel like it's ridiculous to ask people to smile when they're really not feeling, like smiling. My approach is totally, be as human as you can be and respect your humanity, honor it. Honor all your feelings. If it's anger, feel it. You don't need to act on it, but you can feel it. You can feel sadness without acting on it. You can feel all sorts of things, and that, in fact, empowers you. So when you get behind the wheel in this way, where like you're in control of your emotions and you're not scared of the not so pretty ones coming up, and you understand it's all part of the same shebang, that you can actually use your anger or your sadness to fuel your own vision. Okay, use everything. But to me, I feel it's ultimately, yes, it's imagination completely. Your imagination needs to be able to go beyond what you're seeing right now. And for different people, this comes maybe at the moment of a very specific moment where it's a desperate situation or some kind of high alert, some kind of need to focus. So people use this magical force when they're in extreme situations. But what if you could just make this a daily practice for yourself where you effortlessly manifest? No need to get to such a point where you're absolutely desperate. You can completely just every single day manifest exactly what you want. Okay, by allowing yourself to stretch your imagination. So I myself am a very artistic person. For me, this is how I was really processing my childhood when I was experiencing it. Okay. I don't know what I would do without art, you know. And ironically enough, of course, my mother introduced me to all the art stuff, but I used the very thing that I learned as far as like poetry and, painting, etc., and music and playing the piano to express my sadness. And I was a very sad child, like starting 9, it was probably the last time I smiled, So, but my imagination when I would be in my room and I would be with my diary, it was completely unlimited. I could be anybody, I could do anything, I could go anywhere. And for me, that became an escape, but a very productive escape. And so when I was, still am, but when I began coaching other artists, and since we think so alike, it's easier to manifest when you can bend your own mind to get past the limitations, even of the beliefs that continue insisting to you that this is uncharted territory, we've never been there, we don't know what that looks like. Well, listen, there's internet, there's research, get familiar with the reality you want. So whatever it is, whether it's a specific person or a pile of money or a house or this and that or the perfect wedding, perfect marriage, whatever. It belongs to you already. It's there. Any arsenal of theater productions is available to you, and you can walk right into that situation, provided you really stubborn, at the same time stubborn, but also playful enough with this idea to not sabotage the shit out of it, okay? In other words, you really don't need to sacrifice anything or work so hard when you really understand fundamentally that, number one, the universe is on your side. It has your back 100%. I've had these feelings growing up that, again, because of my mother not being on my side, where I felt the presence of my guardian angels. And I've been feeling it since, and that gave me peace, that gave me anchoring into like trusting the universe, trusting myself. I couldn't trust my mom, but I had like this, again, escape into, well, this is the only thing I can rely on, the universe, you see. So, but knowing that really, sunk into me early on, because I think, honestly, you need to be able to question things. If you want to be a good creator, questioning things is a healthy dose of, curiosity, because if you just accept things, just no matter what, somebody else is in charge and you don't get to decide. So questioning things like, why is this like this and why is it like that? Challenging your own beliefs, whether in coaching on your own, is job one. So if clearly you don't like what you see right now, you're not growing. Something's not budging within you. You're not growing. You're not pursuing what you love to do. Okay, most certainly not. All right. The money is an issue, this and that, maybe SP is an issue, and a million other things, right? So it is imagination, but also the kind of the ability to switch your emotions. Again, going back to controlling emotions on purpose. Okay, being imaginative enough in the sense that I'm going to put my body into such a state physically, meaning feeling-wise, that I can physically feel the effects of going into the reality of my dreams, whatever those might be. And I say dreams, but I really mean goals, okay? So it's not dream like, oh my God, it's unreachable. No, these are goals, okay? So that is available now. So no need to suffer, no need to drag on the bullshit, just zero in on this reality. But it's challenging for people, and I understand why. And it used to be very challenging for me too. I too would sink into these like depressive episodes that would last for like months and stuff. It was absolutely horrible. And then I, was made to remember who I really am. And that life is really just supposed to be a very smooth operation, not things that completely throw you off and you cannot deal with. If you can get a hold of your imagination and the acceptance that universe is entirely on your side, and that this reality can just float right into your existence, completely change your life from one day to the other, provided you have this trust, right? A lot of people, again, I'm coming back around it over and over, just want to do the work from the point of energy, of desperation or neediness, or let's hurry up and fucking do this already. That is majority of the people, and I really feel bad for all of these people who are under the impression that this is how it works. When you have the trust and the knowing that the universe is on your side, like it is you. There's like teams of angels and all these like light beings and blah, 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 whatever, label you want to stick on it. All of this energy, essentially, unlimited, by the way. It could be like, let's put it in human numbers, and it could be like thousands of angels you could have for different purposes at different points in time. So when you really like let it sink in that the entire universe, it really will support you. Whatever that you want, it's already available, because there's no such thing that you cannot imagine. And therefore, there's no such thing that you cannot bring in. By simply allowing yourself to entertain this idea. And this is why, scripting is so powerful. And the way I teach scripting is very different from what I've heard, again, from anybody else, because I feel, again, there's some things are being left out. Okay, a lot of people teach even in a very, lovely way, let's just say, but I feel like in each episode, in each person's teachings, there's something always missing. Okay, but scripting is essentially telling a story. You don't have to buy into it right here, right now. But what's going to happen to your mind is that you're going to get, as Bob Proctor used to say, emotionally involved. You're going to get emotionally involved. And by you now feeling, even though nothing, like imagine nothing on the outside, but you're so in tune with this reality. You're so imaginative, and you allow yourself to be just delusional enough to live more over there than over here. In a healthy way, not in a completely like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing way. No. But emotionally, you're already there. That's how you manifest every single day. Emotionally, you have to be with the other reality. If you're still with the fucking problem, drama, trauma, panorama, so it only means that something is still unresolved and uncleansed, so to speak. Some kind of garbage is still floating around your system, that it doesn't just let you go for it, The most important, of course, is you, right? It's you, the self-acceptance. I feel the number one problem of a lot of people is that they really don't accept themselves. So it's kind of like, I alone don't fit into this matrix over here. I don't accept myself. I'm not acceptable. I'm kind of like the only person who doesn't belong. Can you imagine like how much energy is behind this for you, perhaps, who has been practicing these kinds of thought forms for years, and how many basically good things you've denied yourself over the years because you haven't accepted yourself for exactly who you are. Faults in quotation and all. Just something magical happens. Understand that when you are completely giving up on making yourself wrong and you start talking to yourself now, okay? Not to your fucking SP or anything like that, all right? To yourself. How do you talk to yourself? What do you say to yourself all day? And, excuse me, ultimately, what are you wishing on for yourself? Those are wishes. These are not just thoughts. A thought that is consistent and persistent, right, is more than a command. It's an insistence on a creation. One thought here and there doesn't really have much energy. But when you concentrate it on a certain dialogue, on a certain story, again, being the storyteller that you are, having all available parallel realities, the universe simply thinks that this is what your focus is, this is what your desire is. It doesn't know any better. So be careful what you wish for. Be careful how you talk to yourself. Be careful what you're feeling over and over. These are all wishes, right? Be careful what you think about day in and day out and who you're thinking about. The whole manifestation is easy and is really effortless because once you cleanse your energy of the past hurts and the past hang-ups and this and that, the channels, they become a lot clearer. And so your creations are going to be instantaneous. You're going to be, it's the other way around, you see, is my point. You're going to be a lot more careful who you're thinking about because they're going to start reaching out to you. It goes just like that. Something magical happens again when you cleanse your energy. In my coaching, I see it again and again, and it just, the person lights up. It's just not the same person that came to me first in my coaching, and it's a mesmerizing effect of, the methods that I use. I'm not bragging on me, I'm bragging on the methods that I've developed, being a coach for such a long time. But it's supposed to be completely effortless. And it's supposed to be, again, based in trust. Okay? That the universe is, it should be in your mind that I should be careful what I'm wishing for with my feelings, with my conversations with myself, with thinking about things or people, because it's just going to, if I continue in this direction, it will manifest. So your problem, in fact, it's not, I can't see movement, or, I'm not manifesting fast enough, or I'm not, getting anything, blah, blah, blah. It's not that, okay? Your problem is you attract too easily, okay? That's your real problem, but you don't have that problem right now because your aura, your energy is polluted. Okay, this is why. If the channel was completely clear between you and your higher self, and you were truly in control of your energy, of your feelings, it would be a completely fucking different story, is all I want to say. Then it's like, the sunshine comes out. The sun is out and it's the perfect blue sky in your consciousness. So this is not unreachable. This is not like some kind of woo-woo dreamland wish upon a star. No, this is available to everybody. I just want to really emphasize that this is how I've been thinking of manifestation for a while now. That you just need to ask one time. If your energy is high enough, and this is why I give you a bunch of tools in my coaching to sustain that high vibration and to arrive to that energy upgrade, because that's all that really matters. Nothing else really matters. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many fucking affirmations you do. If your energy is not up to speed with that world, it's just kind of like, what are you doing? It's never going to happen. It's far easier becoming this person who recognizes their power 24/7 and realizes, first of all, that if it's not happening for you, completely effortlessly. Those ingredients are missing. The trust in the universe, and there's another one, when somebody truly is in denial. Excuse me, in denial of how they really feel. This is so common, it's ridiculous. Even in my coaching, I encounter this repeatedly. The person is trying very hard to convince me that everything is okay. But if I ask them what is happening in the 3D, everything is not okay. So how on earth are they feeling okay? They're not. So, but they're not lying to me, they're lying to themselves. You see, because they really want to feel this way, but they don't. But the more productive and constructive course of action would be to actually acknowledge how you really feel, because lying to yourself is entirely counterproductive. You're never going to get there by lying. You're not going to lie your way into the different reality. You really should acknowledge what has transpired thus far and really understand that if you're not feeling all that, powerful at that moment, that too has a place. If you don't let it have a place, it will bug you till the end of motherfucking time. You're supposed to talk about it, express it in a healthy way, in a constructive way, in order to arrive at this purity state where nothing really could bother you anymore that much that you drag it on for years or a month or whatever it happens to be, that it's over within a day, okay? Within an hour, within 5 fucking minutes. So are you still going to be human and have emotions? Yes, but for the majority, you can react for like a minute or something like that. But for the majority, you really are understanding and knowing that the universe will provide whatever the fuck kind of reality you want to jump into. And it's not a big fucking deal. So if you're having this kind of situation where you're not manifesting, you're not being honest about what you're sending out, what you're wishing for. It's all right there on the platter. If you're completely transparent and honest, it's there. All right. So you're never left in any kind of doubt how you feel. All right. So you can lie about it all you want, but you're never in doubt. Right. If you're really, really honest. So going back to that and with the kinds of expectations, et cetera, assumptions you're going in with, rather than going with this childlike creative mode. This is just a world of mirrors. You provide an idea in your mind, it's going to reflect back. You get to construct it however the fuck you want to, but construct it. Don't just leave it up to chance, right? So in that sense, it's not what can I accomplish, it's what can you ask for, and trust that it is being given to you, no questions asked. So again, accepting yourself and truly loving yourself is a huge component of this work, because you have to feel this partnership between you and the universe. There's only so much, you can do in the 3D. There's things in my life that over and over, I live this daily. Like I say, it's a lifestyle. I could never explain to you how some things happen, but they do, because all of the components are aligned within me. And have had this beautiful relationship with my universe where I have certain, fixtures within it that are completely by design. And no matter what it looks like, on the inside, it's a completely unshakable situation. But that's what the work is. On the shittiest fucking day, you could still rule the world. You could have a shitty day, okay, or a shitty hour or whatever. You could still rule the world and know underneath it all that this too shall serve you, and it's still going to come out in your favor. You're still going to get what you want. This is the type of level of creation, and you should know this. And if you don't know this, this is where your problem may lie today. Because this relationship, it needs to be established. That you didn't establish it early on in your childhood, we understand that. I think a lot of people have that story, for one way or the other, whatever the story is. But that you owe this to yourself to establish it now. That's the entire, magic that you owe to yourself, because I'm going to be completely transparent. It's not as hard as everybody makes it out to be. It's not as hard as it seems. I think the confusion is that I'm not doing enough, this and that. No, just take your time to really get to know yourself, to rediscover yourself, and understand it's only all about you in your universe. You don't need to compare yourself with anybody. Just do what's right for you. Take as much time as you need, whether that's in coaching, whether that's whatever, however you do it. Some people research, blah, blah, blah. But as long as you get to that destination and you're doing, you're progressing, you're on the right track. Just understand that this is the normal way to be, that it is effortless, and all you need to do is just line up in feeling and not bind yourself to this reality that you don't prefer by continuing to react emotionally to it. This is the separation between the art and the artist. So if you just put this together in your mind, that it's not, like you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't fuck up again, nothing. Like, I wish somebody told me this, that nothing went wrong, just nothing went wrong. You're not a shitty artist. Your art may have been shit, but you've been influenced by other energies. And so this is under those conditions, you produce shitty art. But still produced it though, right? So just with a little bit of training and tweaking and encouragement, any person in my coaching, provided they allow me to do my job, or I can't stress this enough. Don't question my methods. Don't question me. I know what the fuck I'm talking about it. And I will definitely take you there if you will let me. So that needs to come from you. That's your kind of like 50% of the deal. And when you get there, you're not going to believe how easy it feels. It's a different reality. It's a different world. The air is pure. It smells better. The colors are brighter. Your mood is lighter. It's just a different reality. That's what it's all about. And so, happy traveling, parallel realities. All the information for me is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.